I wasn't going to make a video today, but I just feel that I'm compelled to do so. And that's because I've just received a comment from somebody that works in the NHS who wrote something in response to my last video, the one that's up there now that you can watch. Again, it's about the NHS and you know, a certain medical procedure. So yeah, let's call this video, "Do you work for the NHS?" And if you do, this is my very, very important message to you. So first off, first thing I want to say is that we know that you know. Second thing is that this person, this NHS person, I don't know whether they're a doctor or a nurse or maybe some admin bod, it doesn't really matter. Their comment was, "Oh, we're not all like that." So this person's basically implying that they didn't actually insert any sharp, hollow metal tubes into somebody. I think that's what they're basically saying. And they're saying, well, because I didn't do that, I'm in the clear, right? Well, I'm saying that you need to rethink that position. You are definitely, if you belong to that organisation, you are part of what has gone on in that organisation. End of story. The next thing that I'll say to these people is that I would say a good 30% of people, maybe more, know, or they've got a strong inkling of what you were part of, what this organisation that you are still employed within did. And in the future, these people will be asking you, and I mean you personally, you know, when you're out in the shops, they'll know you, people in the local community, they'll know what you do for a living, they'll know where you work. And these people will be asking you questions. And they'll ask you stuff like, why didn't you do something about it? And you'll say, well, oh, it wasn't I didn't put the sharp, the metal, hollow metal tube. I didn't do any of that. And they will say to you, yeah, we know that. But what I want to know is, why didn't you speak out and stop it? Why did you keep your mouth shut and keep the money coming in? You know, we know why you didn't speak out. It was because you were putting your salary before our friends and family and their health. You didn't speak out because you valued your salary more highly than human life. They will be angry. Trust me, they will be angry. And you just saying, well, it wasn't me that did it, that won't cut it. You're complicit because you work for the organisation that did that. It's like saying, you know, oh, I'm a member of the Isaac group and I'm a member of the, oh, don't blame me. You work for that organisation. Therefore, you're complicit. And you should have spoken out. Right, the other thing is that this person then comes back to me and says, oh, you know, oh, how do you know I haven't spoken out? Now, I actually wrote back to them and my comment, my reply to this person got deleted by GulagTube, which has kind of made me do this video. So I'm pretty ticked off about it. So I wanted this person to know exactly how I feel about her. And I think it was a her, right? So first off is that anonymous moans somewhere on the internet, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. And you know why it's not gonna cut it? Is that type of whistleblowing ain't gonna work. The moral course of action was for you to resign, or certainly if you're not prepared to do that, you need to speak out under your own name. So if you're trying to claim that you blew the whistle, I want to see some evidence of that. I want to see a video clip of you speaking underneath your own name, or maybe something that you've written on the internet under your own name, or maybe even better still, an example of a letter that you sent to the newspapers under your name, or an interview that the newspapers ran with you under your name, where you were blowing the whistle without the veil of anonymity. If you're just moaning anonymously, that does not count. You're still complicit. And you know, different from Albert Eichmann, you know, how many people did Albert Eichmann actually murder with his own hands? 0. Guess what happened to Albert Eichmann? Yeah. Maybe find out about that. What happened to him when he said, I was only just following orders? And he kept his mouth shut. That wasn't enough to save him, was it? The other thing as well is that you're receiving money from this toxic organisation. And it's not just this medical experiment that I'm talking about. It's all the other stuff, like statins, the so-called healthy eating advice. You're part of this toxic organisation that has been destroying our health for decades. You know. And growing numbers of us know that you know. We want to know. You will be held to account. And people will be saying to you, yeah, but you didn't. You had the opportunity to blow the whistle, but you didn't. There will be huge consequences for you. Personally, anyone who works in the NHS who has not blown the whistle without the veil of anonymity is guilty of being complicit in crimes against humanity. End of story. So, what do you need to do now? If you're in the position of this lady who works in the NHS, what do you need to do? Number one thing is, it's never too late. You need to break your silence now, yesterday in fact. And as I say, keep on saying, sorry, breaking your silence is not writing something anonymous under my YouTube video. Breaking your silence isn't writing something anonymous on some distant corner of the internet on some sort of web forum and you're doing it anonymously. You need to speak out publicly. Maybe what you do is you set up a YouTube channel of your own under your own name and you explain what you know. And when you knew it, and you explain to people what's happening. You make a public stand against it under your own name. Second thing is that you need to repent and apologise for what you've done. You need to think about what you've done. You kept silent whilst crimes against humanity were happening. Think about what would have happened if you had have spoken out in 2021. How many lives that would have saved. You need to think about what you've done. And saying nothing is doing something. Saying nothing is an action. If you choose not to do something, that is a course of action. It's not just impartial. If you choose to do nothing and allow evil to go on, you're complicit in that evil. Yeah, so that's a final thing that I'll say is that blood is on your hands and you need to speak up about it. And you need to speak up about it without anonymity. Think about it. Think we all die at some stage in the future. This, you know, me, you, everybody else. This is just how it is. You will be asked to give an account of your life. What you did, what you didn't do, what you said, what you didn't say. Think about it. It's in your interest to speak up now without the veil of anonymity. And for your own sake, I really hope you do it. And for everybody else, God bless.